Hey, I'm Not So Ace Trainer, and how should the battle system be in Pokémon Legends Arceus? Let's get into it. Pokémon Legends Arceus is coming out in January 28th, and while not a lot of things are certain, actually almost nothing is certain, one of them seems to be. The battle system will be the classic turn-based RPG style that we are more than used to, but I find myself asking if that would be the best approach to such a new theme for the Pokémon franchise. While having a Pokémon game with battle elements you would find in action-based RPGs seems fantastic, something like what we had with Pokémon but in an open world scenario, I can't see that happening, neither do I think it should be done for this one. While it works in beautiful games like Witcher 3, where you have a massive medievalish world to explore and huge numbers of creatures to fight yourself, or even The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you fight for Hyrule as Link and don't really use anything to battle for you, going headfirst against all enemies. It doesn't feel right for a Pokémon game, at least not this one. Even with all the vibrant world around us in Old Sinnoh, from what we've seen in the trailer, everything looks so static when you get to a battle. It's the same old Pokémon facing another Pokémon, waiting for a move to be picked, only to attack, and then be attacked. It looks good in terms of visuals, this game can easily be one of the best looking Pokémon games ever, but it feels so much like a missed opportunity. Imagine just going around exploring a massive world and enter a battle only to be stuck looking at your target, able only to pick a move or an item. I'm hoping that this isn't the case in the final version of the game, though everything points to it. Now, as I was thinking what would be the best way to approach this situation, I found myself with two possibilities. One of them leans more on the traditional turn-based battle system we have in the mainline Pokémon games, where you just pick a move, attack and get attacked, but with a slight twist that will make the battles more fun. At least to me, all of this is subjective, remember that. The other is more of a mix of pick a move, but with more action-based mechanics to it. I'll start with a more conventional one. So, there are a lot of JRPGs out there, and most of them use the turn-based mechanic. They love it, most of us do as well, and that makes it effective. But as the game progresses into something more open, I feel like going from a very broad world to such a static situation is sometimes just boring. In a regular Pokémon game, you're not expecting to just be able to go everywhere. In a game where it looks like you can adventure through, well, everything you see, being stuck in place just picking a move every time you want to battle feels sad, for lack of a better term. That's why I think that if they don't want to leave the traditional turn-based mechanic, the way Dragon Quest XI approaches battles could be the best option. In Dragon Quest XI you can enter a battle, it is a turn-based battle, but you are able to move around inside a specific area where the battle is held. The movement doesn't change anything battle-wise, you're still in a turn-based battle, you're not dodging, you're moving. Just continuing the movement. Another amazing thing is that you can just approach the limits of the battle stage and you can run away from the battle. It may seem like a very small thing, but being able to just move around just keeps you going, keeps you active, and doesn't completely break that ever-moving exploration that you were doing before the encounter. And running by just going out of the limits, having that option, it's just one less menu thing to be flooding the screen. I would love a Pokémon game where I could move around with my Pokémon during battles, even if it didn't quite change anything. Or even move just as a trainer, just to make for a more immersive combat. The second option is less traditional, as it was for the game I'm going to use as a reference. As I said before, JRPGs love the turn-based battle system, and one of the biggest JRPG franchises out there also loved them for decades. I'm talking about Final Fantasy and how Square Enix almost always used a variation of the turn-based system. It always worked. If they needed to change it, they would just change it a bit, but kind of keep the same feel to it. But eventually they dropped it. While they did it first for Final Fantasy XI, that's not the one I'm going to reference. I'm going for the fantastic battle system in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Here we got real-time combat, something that is a big part of modern games, but to not go completely away from the traditional turn-based pick-and-move battle system, you have something that kind of works like mana or energy, that you can consume and use specific moves and spells. To do this, you enter a bullet time, slow down situation where the menu appears and you can simply use the move or spells you want, providing that you have enough energy for it. Can you imagine an action-based battle system in a Pokémon game where your basic attacks would be your basic source of damage, maybe even go for a strong attack, fast attack type of situation, and then you have your moves on a secondary menu that you could access through, I don't know, ZL button on the Switch. Keep it pressed and use the right analog stick to just choose one of your moves and use them. I would love something like this to eventually be done. In a perfect world, Legends Arceus will have that, but we don't live in a perfect world and I don't think we're gonna get anything similar to that. I also think that Legends Arceus is already too big of a step to just go for something even more radical as changing the battle system. And those are my two ideas for a battle system in an open world action-based Pokemon RPG. Keeping the regular battle system in the main games and saving something special for Legends would be a great thing to appeal to a larger audience, though we all know that the audience they already have is more than enough. What about you? Which battle system do you prefer? Are you a traditionalist or do you like trying new things? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and also ring the bell so you are notified when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, we stream there every day of the week, or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.